All right, but we're going to be out of the book of Ruth today. I don't know if any of you guys know the story of Ruth, who she was. Well, Ruth is part of the lineage of Jesus. She married a guy named Boaz, and that's where the lineage of Jesus came from, David and Ruth. But what I'm going to do is, the scriptures I'm going to be reading is Ruth 1, chapter 1, verses 14 through 16. And it's going to be about her loyalty. Then they lifted up her voice and wept again, and Oprah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clung to her. And she said, "Look, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. Return after your sister-in-law." But Ruth said, "Entreat me not to leave or turn my back from following you. For whenever you go, I will go, and wherever you lodge, I will lodge. And your people shall be my people, and your God my God." A little bit of breakdown that Ruth was in Moab, and Moabs worshipped and idolized different gods. They didn't believe in God, the one true God. But as I was reading this and asking God, what should the message be about? And it was about her loyalty to her mother-in-law. Her mother-in-law was Jewish, and she was heading back to Jerusalem after her husband died, and Ruth and Oprah's husbands died. But then I was sitting there thinking, it was like about loyalty. And when I was studying and preparing this, and it hit me. I said, God, they know about being loyal, having loyalty. You guys know about being loyal and having loyalty, correct? Then God said to me, do they know about being loyal to me? Not to me, being loyal to God. Do you guys know about being loyal to God? Have the same loyalty for God that you have for your family and your friends. Do they have the same loyalty of spending time with me as other things or the people in their lives? Loyalty is a commitment. If we claim loyalty to God, we can't also claim loyalty to something that has priority over God. This is God gave him when I was asking him. He gave me this. And I'm like, I need to write this down because I'll forget it. So we have loyalty. We know what loyalty is, but are we that loyal that we have for our family as we do for God? God's loyal to us. His loyalty, he doesn't turn his back on us. He will never forsake us, and he will never leave us. Like Ruth, she had a great loyalty for her mother-in-law. And here you got to put yourself in this perspective. We'll go in this area of, say, you live in Ravenna, you live in Manaway, you live in Brady Lake, you live wherever. Would you leave that area to an area that you don't know? People that are different than you, worship different than you. Would you give up all that you know to go to a strange place? Ruth did that with her mother-in-law. Like I said, she was in Moab. They worshiped other gods. They didn't believe in the one true God. She was giving all that up to go to Jerusalem to live with Naomi. So that would be kind of weird. It'd be almost like saying being a Christian and you move into a Muslim area or a different religion than what you are. They believe different. They worship things different. We need to have that same loyalty that Ruth had with Naomi, that God has with us. We got to have that loyalty with God. He should be our main priority, not our cell phones, not our gaming systems, not our TV, not our going outside and hanging out with someone. Because some of you are here this morning and Pastor was talking, and it's weird how everything correlates with you. I don't call Pastor up. Pastor don't call me up. Hey, what is your message about? Hey, what's your message about? We don't ask each other, but he was talking about distractions. Being distracted. If we're distracted, we're not going to have loyalty to what we need to have our loyalty to. We're going to be distracted with something else. God should be our number one priority and loyalty. You're loyal to your friends, correct? Loyal to your family. We're part of God's family. We should be loyal to God. He's our Father, correct? Now he was loyal to us. But how was he loyal to us?
He never will forsake us.
Mm-hmm.
And he never does.
But he's also loyal to us. God's going to take us places that we aren't comfortable to be at. God's going to have us do things that we're not comfortable of doing. But if we stay loyal to him, he will comfort us and get us through. We have to stay loyal to God to experience the full benefits of his loyalty. So if we're not fully loyal to God, we're not getting his full loyalty to us. We also have to remember that I said earlier, Jesus is the same today, yesterday, today, and forever. His loyalty towards us never changes. So why does our loyalty to God change? Anybody? Mikey?
Because people walk away from him.
Well, what causes us to walk away from God? What causes our loyalty?
Temptations.
Yeah, but also our loyalty to God, when we walk away from him, we lose our loyalty in him because we get distracted with other things besides God. He's not our priority. Now, I'm not saying God needs to be 24/7. He should be, but he shouldn't be 24/7 where you're in your Bible 24 hours a day. Or every time you're up and waking. You still gotta have a life. But we gotta prioritize our loyalties with loyalties and distractions in different ways. Like reading, our pastor says he reads his in the morning. Brenda reads hers at night. I read mine in the evening. But I also read it throughout the day when I can, like a scripture here and there. You guys understand? I understand we can't be fully into our Bibles, but we need to find a time for our loyalty to be in God. Because there's times, I'm guilty of it, where I'll sit down and be like, oh, I need to read my Bible. And next thing you know, I'm stuck 2 hours later watching some TV show. My priorities was wrong. I was distracted with something that I shouldn't have been distracted. Do I feel that I was loyal to God? No, I was not fully loyal to God because I put something before God when I didn't need to put something before God because I had free time to be with God. Same thing with us. I'm trying to think of some examples for you guys. Okay, here's a when you guys are when you guys are set at home, do you get bored?
Yeah.
So what priority do you do to fill that boredness? Do you say, well, I'm bored. Maybe I should read a little bit of the Bible, or maybe I should talk to God, or do you prioritize with something different? like a game or Snapchat or whatever else you guys play on your phone, or
Sometimes please, but most of the time probably not.
right. And there's nothing wrong with having fun and doing other things. It's just our priorities. We have to get them in line to help us live a godly life. Because the more we stay in this, the more we talk to God, the more our loyalty will be to Him, because it would not want us to, as you said, Mikey,
Turn off the light.
stray away from Him. But
Don't shut the door either.
Oh boy. He's never
but we gotta stay.
It's open.
It's fine, Stephanie. We gotta stay loyal. Now put yourself in God's situation, and in God's situation, He's loyal to us. He wants us to be loyal to Him. So what if you say how you're loyal to your family and your family is loyal to you? How would you feel if you felt your family wasn't loyal to you?
unhappy.
Right, how would you feel if your family wasn't, Mikey said unhappy, so how would you feel if your family wasn't loyal to you?
Disappointed in your family.
Disappointed. So, do you not think that when we're not fully loyal to God, He would be disappointed in us?
He does get disappointed in us.
If we're not loyal, He's really going to be disappointed, because we're not, He's given us all that love and all that loyalty, and it's like, we're just pushing it back in His face. Like, we don't want it, we don't need it, correct? How would you feel, Dalton, if you was loyal to your family, like loyal, and they weren't loyal to you?
Well, how would you know if they're not loyal?
Well, how are you loyal to them?
Could be a whole lot of other ways. Different type of ways. I'm loyal for different type of ways. Different things, different purposes.
So,
Well, are
If-
they loyal for you?
if you're say you're loyal to your family, and like if they ask you to do something, you would do it, or so say some of your family was loyal to you the same way, and they stopped doing the things that they
Got some loyalness.
so they were gonna do. So how would you feel about that?
A little bum.
They say they're gonna get you a phone.
Little
but they
bomb.
never get you.
That's how would you feel about it, Addison?
No.
Hmm? Unhappy, bummed, unhappy, disappointed. So think about, put yourself in that situation of you being fully loyal, like God's loyal, and then you're not loyal back to Him. He would feel unhappy, he would be bummed. Correct? Stephen, step up. God would be unhappy with us if we weren't loyal to Him. We've got to be loyal. Loyal to each other. We need to stay loyal to people that God has put in our lives. Like God's put all you guys in my life. God's putting all you guys in each other's lives. We should be loyal to each other. Because when we're loyal to each other, it can open up doors to other blessings. Alright, we should be loyal to each other. Do you guys feel that you can be loyal with each other?
Sure.
Do you guys feel that, it's gonna put you on the spot, and I like it, you feel you can be loyal to me?
Sure.
Do you feel I can be loyal to you?
Yeah.
I got one, yeah, and the other one's,
Yeah.
Depends.
I said sure.
Everyone else is just neutral.
So why do you think it depends?
Because I don't really know you like that.
Oh, because if someone's being bad. If someone's being like bad, I'm not acting right with it.
So you don't know me, like, so you don't think if you had a problem, you'd be able to come to me?
It all depends on what the problem is. That's,
A small problem, if you had a problem, or you needed to talk, you know, think that it could be, could be loyal to come to me to talk about it.
You can need
You don't
to
think
pray
I'd be
for
loyal,
something.
you don't think I'd be loyal to you, like, so say, you messaged me and said, Jerry, and then blah, 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 blah. So you don't think that I would be loyal enough to answer that?
ooh, that's a hard question. I mean, yeah, but in a way, no.
Why is that? Why don't you think I'd do it? Why do you think I want to answer it?
It just has to be in the moment. I can't really tell you now without knowing it.
Well, what about
You need
you,
some
Ty?
time.
What is the question?
You think I asked Dalton?
So that's
If do you think that I could be loyal to you?
Yeah.
Dalton said, who else said, I heard a couple of them.
There was 2 people.
I
who
said yeah
yes.
with a whisper.
I don't-
But I could be loyal to you. Dalton's still up in the air about it. Which is fine.
Dalton's still
You think I can be
processing.
loyal?
Dalton's still
No.
processing
Okay,
answers.
You can.
Dalton has
Right.
to be stuck in his
So-
answers.
So here, I'm coming back to you, Dalton. Last time it was Vanna, now it's you.
What?
If you don't, do you feel the same way where you said you don't know if I would be able to be loyal to you, depending on a question or in a moment? Do you think God could be loyal to you?
Well, a truly answer, no.
And why is that?
Because I don't think no one would.
God is loyal to everybody.
But I don't know
He
that.
will never betray or forsake us. It's in the Bible.
Alright, and he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. God is loyal to us. And so that's a tough one. I don't know, like, I think the more time you spend with God, the more you'll see his loyalty. The closer you get to God, the more you see his loyalty. Now, loyalty is hard, but like I said, you guys said, some of you said, yeah, that you think I'd be loyal to. There's one thing, God will never not be loyal to us. We ask God, God's there for us. You ask me, yes, I'll be there for you, but it might take me a little while to answer you. God, we don't have to worry about that. He's always loyal. Because family is not always loyal to you.
Sometimes they'll be like, hey, I'll get you ice cream later when you're going to bed. You never got me ice cream.
That's lying, dude.
My
Ain't
dad
Like when your dad leaves to go get the milk and never comes back.
He says, I'm just gonna go to the store and buy some.
Why did it happen to
5 years
I had a
later.
feeling that one was our
But just remember, like, not everybody, just like Ruth, with Naomi, Oprah, and Ruth. Our family's like Oprah.
Oprah.
Yeah.
Oprah, what?
Oprah. There's the other one that was married to Ruth's son.
Oh, sorry.
That's
What
That kinda got me a little.
Let me
Did
let,
other Bibles?
Did
Let-
you read it?
Yeah,
Then
read
you
them.
start reading it again.
let me explain. Like when I said family is not always loyal, just like with Naomi, Ruth, and Oprah. Oprah went back to the Moabs. She wasn't completely loyal. Ruth was loyal and followed no matter where Naomi was going to go. That is a true loyalty. That loyalty is like the loyalty that God gives us. No matter where we go, what we go through, where he takes us, where he puts us, God's loyalty will be with us to be there with us, to get us through it. Now you guys understand how the loyalty works with God.
What was that? What was that?
So I'm gonna ask Charlie, do you think God is loyal to you?
Yeah.
Dude, what about you,
I
Stefan?
have them on audio.
You think God's loyal to you? You, Elijah? How about you, Addison? Think God's loyal to you? Now you think that He will never forsake us? That His loyalty is that strong in for us?
What does that word mean?
Forsake, leave. You guys think that He'll never leave us?
Yeah.
He says he will never betray or forsake us.
Right. So
And
we
his
think,
word is true.
so God's loyalty is that He'll never leave us. He'll never forsake us. But our loyalty, we leave God. So how are we loyal to God if we leave God?
A lot of times people aren't.
I don't, well, how come? Why does our loyalty fall away from God?
Distractions take them away from God, and they start. The world shows you other books, and you want to put God back on the shelf instead. And you want to
Right.
read a new book that the world gives you instead
Right.
of the book God gave you,
So you don't want to have anything to do with God,
and you put it back on the shelf.
right?
So a lot of people aren't always loyal to God.
Right, because we slack in our loyalty to Him. And then when somebody's loyalty, when you start getting less and less of somebody's loyalty, you start drifting away from them. Correct? Some of you older kids, you guys have, well, some of the younger ones too, have boyfriends and girlfriends. You're loyal to them, correct? Correct?
Yeah.
You're loyal to them?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Jimmy, you don't know, my boy. You're dating my sister.
What do you mean you don't know?
But being loyal, our loyalty to God should be the same as our relationships that we have with other people. If you're going to be that loyal to spend that much time with somebody else, you should have that same loyalty to spend that time with God first. Because I know being young and you get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you're head over heels and you're like, so in love, they're the best in the world.
What if that girlfriend makes you mad?
Dude, trust me, they always will.
They always, yeah.
But you're head over heels, you're always in love. They're this high on the mountain, never do no wrong.
Well, forget that. Never do no wrong.
But that's how our loyalty should be with God. You know how we talk about when you first get saved, you're on fire? We have so much loyalty for God when we first get saved because we felt what He's done for us. We should never we should never lose that loyalty in God. We should always be on fire for Him. Because what happens in your relationship when you are not fully committed or fully loyal to that person, you start drifting apart. We need not to drift from God.
Bro, though.
This was a short